Yo, what's up, y'all, man? Live from Brooklyn. Yo, probably, what up, man?
Hey, how you feeling, Gunby? My guy Gunby in the building. Make sure you like and subscribe that video.
Bro, what's up, man? Saturday morning.
Yep.
You said let's get it over. Let's get it over early. Let's get it out the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to thank you, man, for giving me the exclusive joint.
First of all, thank you for always reaching out and not only wanting to collaborate, but sharing knowledge. You know what I mean? Always trying to figure out where we are in our journey and trying to help us. You know what I mean? I feel like not everybody's doing that, especially as brothers. So I appreciate you, bro.
My man. Riley, where you from?
Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, to be exact.
Born and raised?
Born and raised.
What hospital you was born in?
Kings County. County of the Kings.
How old are you?
Right now I'm 31.
31.
To be exact, yep.
31. What's your sign?
Just turned 31 November 6th. I'm a Scorpio.
Scorpio. Alright.
Hell yeah.
Riley, what's your background?
My background, my mother is Jamaican. My father is Jamaican. I'm just learning that my grandfather, he's actually a white guy from Jamaica.
On which side?
On my father's side.
Your father's father is white.
Yeah. So a mix, you know. So I have Indian in my family as well. My mother, on her side, my grandmother is Indian. My grandmother is 100 right now.
From India or the native?
The native.
The Taino, the Samoanidos?
Yeah. The native Indians, not like India. But my grandmother's 100 years old right now, running.
Still living?
Still living and running.
In Jamaica?
In Jamaica. Hell yeah.
What part of Jamaica?
She's in St. Elizabeth, Middle Quarters.
Man, shout out to St. Elizabeth in Jamaica, man. Shout out the whole continent.
Yo, shout out all my peoples in Jamaica. Shout out to all my peoples on every island, all the Caribbean islands, because I know how different it is. I know how hard it is. I know how the struggle is. So shout out to those people that's out there living in a whole different way without as much technology and as much resources, because that's a different way of living.
Brother, did you spend any time as a youth, as a kid, in Jamaica? Did you used to go there for vacations or summer breaks?
I used to go there for vacations. My mother would bring me there to teach me about my heritage, teach me about my family members that I've never met that were from Jamaica who could not leave Jamaica at the time because the money that they were making could never get them to get a passport, get a visa, get a green card to come out here. Real talk, this room that we're in right now is bigger than my mother's house that she had in Jamaica. You know what I mean? Because it was hard for them, so.
I went to Jamaica in
She wanted me to learn that.
05, maybe 04. Flew into Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay. Went to Ocho Rios. Went to Kingston, Emancipation Park. Rode through Spanish Town, Linstead. And I saw a lot of the halfway built houses, cinder block houses. Some halfway built tin roofs. So it's definitely different from America, but you know, you may not have the bells and whistles America got, but they eat a lot of organic. Everything they eat, they grow.
Yep.
You know, it's not a lot of processed food like what we do here.
Yep. So because of the way that they live, yeah, as you just stated, because of the way that they live and because of the society and the resources that they have, there's not as much technological resources as we have. So they're a little bit more primitive to gathering and growing of the crops and eating foods that obviously are a lot more healthy because they're growing their own foods. The animals that they're eating, they're killing it right before they cook it, clean and cook it, and then eat it. So they're not getting a lot of that pesticides, a lot of that, all of those things that is being put into the foods that we're getting over here in America. So it's a lot healthier.
Brother, you grew up in a 2-parent household?
No. I recently met my father like 3 years ago. Honestly.
You just met him?
Mm-hmm. Met my pops 3 years ago, and I found him on Facebook by accident. I know, sounds funny, but the life has life has different ways to show you things, and at that time, it was my time to meet my pops.
So he wasn't never in your life
Nah.
from kindergarten, none of that?
Nah, from a baby, nah. He decided to do what he was doing, but he knew I was there.
Here in New York?
Yeah, he knew I was here in New York. And my mother, when my mother had me, she happened to buy this brownstone. So he knew where we was at, you know what I mean? But he never came through.
Chose not to participate.
Mm-hmm.
How was your relationship with your mom, Mom Dukes?
As a kid, it was very hard. I'm not gonna lie, it was very hard because my mom she's an old-fashioned Jamaican lady, and we're in a more modern time of society where, you know, it's not as old-fashioned. You know, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have social media. My mom don't even know how to sign in on any of these things. So
what year you was born?
I was born 1990.
In 90.
Mm-hmm. So I saw the cell phone change the game. I saw when the beepers was out, you know what I mean? And then they came out with the cell phones, and then, you know what I mean, the cell phones started to evolve from being these big brick phones to small slender razors, and then sidekicks, and then, you know, now we here.
So where you went to elementary school, middle school, high school, all in Brooklyn?
All in Brooklyn. Well, yeah, all in Brooklyn.
What was your childhood like?
My childhood, my mother definitely worked hard to make sure I go to school and had everything I needed. Definitely didn't have a father in my life, but I didn't understand how impactful that was in my life. Because my mother, and that's why I had it so hard, because my mother was trying to be a mother and a father. She was trying to show a boy how to be a man, which a woman will never understand how to fully be a man. So that was very difficult. So I was rebelling by the time I was 16.
Yo, was you asking any questions coming up, like, yo, where my pops at? What's up?
I definitely asked where my pops at, but my mom, she didn't really leave room for me to have to ask too many questions. She would definitely let me know, like, yo, your pop's not around because he chose not to be around, and I'm here for you. So that's all you need to know. And we got the other family members here, your siblings here. So this is all you need to go to as a support system to be able to get whatever you need to get. Because she instilled in me that we can't do anything out in this world by ourselves. We need support systems, and I didn't have a pop, so she let me know that here's your brothers, here's your sisters, here's your cousins, here's your aunts, here's your uncles. So that's one of the reasons why she brought me to Jamaica, to learn some of my family members. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't meet my family members on my father's side.
How was your childhood? You was a good kid? You elementary school?
Typically I was a good kid. I was very lost, I would say. I didn't know myself. You know what I mean? I was a follower for a while. I was just trying to find myself.
Yeah,
but
I
wasn't a bad kid though. Yeah, I wasn't a bad kid though. Like, I wasn't malicious intent. All my intent would be something good. You know?
What kind of kid were you in school?
I would go to school, make friends. You know, school was fun for me. I'm not gonna lie. I used to like to go to school because my mom was very strict. So school was a way for me to get away from being in such a strict environment. I felt as if when I went to school, I could actually be myself, talk to my friends, talk to my teachers. I wasn't disrespectful, so I wasn't. My teachers wouldn't come telling my mom that I did something crazy, because then she would beat the shit out of me. So
strict how, bro?
Strict how? Let's see. If I didn't have good grades, you know, I get beatings. Put it like this.
You just get your ass whooped?
Absolutely, all the time.
Yeah, me
I have
too.
a Jamaican parent, so she don't play. But put it like this: some of my summers were spent in the house cleaning and studying, and until my brother came over and was like, "Yo, he's a kid. Like, let him go outside and enjoy his summer and stuff like that." My mom wanted to make sure that I knew how to cook, clean, iron, knew how to fend for myself before I actually had a childhood. So as a kid, I had a lot of responsibilities. Like, I was getting rent from the tenants. I was making sure that the house is cleaned. I had to make sure that the house was protected, because, you know,
you guys own the house.
Yeah, we owned the house. So and she let me know that I was the man of the house. You know what I mean? So as a little boy, I felt like I had to be the man. You know, so in a lot of ways, that kind of took away some of my childhood because I tried to be a man too early. But as I said, a mother cannot teach a boy how to be a man. You know what I mean?
Brother, where do you go to middle school at, in high school?
Middle school, I went to middle school 117. Oh man, badass middle school. I actually got, I was trying to go to 113, but they home zoned me, telling me that this is my home junior high school for my area, so I have to go to that junior high school, which was 117. That that's not too far from me. It's like 15 minutes away. But there I started to really learn about bullies and popularity in school, because kids are not they don't hold their tongue. You know what I mean?
They're not nice.
Yeah, they're not nice at all. So as in junior high school, that's when I started to get like really learn more about society in a way, because kids were almost as cruel as society can be. You know, you go to school and you're not wearing something that's fashionable. If you're looking a little crazy, they're gonna let you know. Yo, you look crazy, you look stupid, you look ugly. You know what I mean? Like, so when I went to junior high school, this is when I learned these things, and bullies as well. So we had projects that was close by, so that I remember projects would come up to the school. Grown men. Now that I realize that these were grown ass men who would come up to the school and jump kids. You know, at the end of school, like 3 o'clock, we were scared to go home. You know, but being in school was fun, playing basketball. So I made sure, because of those things, I was on the basketball team. I didn't want to go home at 3 o'clock because I didn't want to get jumped by grown-ass men outside. 17, 18, 19, 20-year-olds. And at that time, I was, 12, 13 years old. You know what I mean? Going on 13 years old. So, yeah, man.
What about high school?
High school was crazy.
High
school was fun, but it was crazy. High school, I went to Sheepshead Bay. I met a lot of people. You meet a lot of friends. You make a lot of friends as well. But
shout out to Sheepshead Bay.
Shout out to my peoples in Sheepshead, man. Now that I realize it, when I go back to my school years, it's probably like a handful of teachers that were actually inspirational. You know, like, it's sad. I feel like in high school, teachers were there just to make a check. You know, like I know high schools are very hard to deal with, but when you love your job, the kids will resonate with that a little differently. You know, some of the teachers that love their job, you understand that, you see that. In high school, it wasn't really like that. In Sheepshead, we had a lot of kids getting jumped, a lot of fights, a lot of. I remember there was a hall that we went to when people just wanted to fight in the staircase. You know, we called it the arena. So I definitely joined the football team. I definitely joined the basketball team. I joined every team that I could. Huh?
That wasn't you?
Nah. That wasn't me. Funny thing is though, I accidentally found my way into that realm. Talking to girls and just trying to get a little rocks off, you know. As a young man, I met this young lady I thought I was in love with in high school, and she chilled around all the blood guys, and I didn't understand why she went around them so much. So I would chill with her, and then eventually they just like, "Yo, bro, you the bro, man. You blood too," and I'm like, "Huh." Peace me. I think it's fun. You know, we all friends until it's time to fight.
So
then after a while, I'm in the gang, bro. Shit was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What gang?
I was blood for a little while.
Uh-huh.
That shit was disrespectful to my spirit, to my soul, and to my character. Now that I think about it now, it disgusts me.
How deep did you get into it, or did you like say, yo?
So I got into it so deep that at first it was like, all right, you know, this girl is hanging around the blood guys, so let me chill with her. Oh, they're actually really cool. All right, they consider me one of the bros now. I'm blood. You know, until that era, that in that time it was a whole bunch of oh, you're not fake, you're fake blood, you're real blood. So I thought that the guys that I was with was in a real blood set, and then we're gonna go into some. Now we're changing because that set's not real. We're gonna go into some real set, and now I'm actually really blood and doing things that's not conducive to my health or safe for my family. You know, bringing guns places, selling drugs. You know what I mean?
You was going against your nature. You think the true nature of who you were?
Yeah, at that time, because I was in a dark place. I was rebelling against my family, and I felt like I wanted to find love. So these guys were showing me love in that moment. I thought it was love.
How old were you?
17, 16. And it's when I found myself in weird positions that at that time I need help. And I'm like, yo, bros, bloods, come help me, you know? And they was looking at me like, what you mean? Can you do this for us? And I'm like, what? And I just started to rethink things like, what the hell's going on in my life? What the you know, so long story short, I had to go against my set because I was put into a position that I was on the run from the police. I was on the run from the police on 2 different accounts of cases, and I went to my bloods and asked them for a place to stay because I was homeless. I couldn't stay in my house, and they was trying to get me to go rob people for psychics, and I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? I'm asking you for a place to sleep. I have no place to sleep tonight. What are you talking about? What am I doing tomorrow? Can I get you a psychic? You know what I mean? You're not even offering me money. So I thought that these guys wasn't my bros. I was like, yo, especially as the ranks went higher, you know, you meet the OGs and blah, blah, blah. That shit was stupid. It was grown-ass men telling young boys.
Send them on dummy missions.
Dummy missions. And it was all for ego, because that would make them feel better as a man, because they were failures. You know what I mean?
So you graduate high school?
Graduated high school, luckily, because I got out of, after I got out of all of the blood stuff, I changed my high school, because I was like, yo, if I stay in this environment, I'm only going to continue doing the same shit because I'm around too much bad influence. So changed my environment, went to a school in Bushwick. I finished my high school there.
What high school is that?
Bushwick, it was called Bushwick-Stuyvesant.
Shout out to Bushwick-Stuyvesant High School. All right, brother, so you get out of high school, 18, 19 years old. First of all, what's your real name?
I tell people my real name is Brody, but I let y'all know my real name is Daryl Campbell. But yeah, my middle name is also Anthony.
Anthony?
Yeah.
Daryl Anthony Campbell.
Yeah, I'm changing my whole name.
To what?
Champion Gainz. That's a fact.
My man.
That's a fact.
So brother, you get out of high school, you're 18, 19. What does Brawley do at that point?
18, 19.
Fresh out of high school.
Fresh out of high school. I'm all about the women at that time. I was just trying to get girls and money. I didn't want to just start college. I tried to start college. I went to St. John's for a little bit, and when I started college, I was going to a nursing program, and it was just very discouraging because at that time I thought that my family was going to help me pay for college. So they told me like, yeah, man, in high school, like, yeah, we're going to help you, blah, blah, don't worry. And then when I graduated, it was like, oh, yo, we don't got no money. I'm sorry, you know? And I couldn't really be mad at them because life happens where, you know what I mean? They had to do what they had to do to help me get to where I am right now. Now it's up to me. But I didn't want to be in all that debt. So I started college and started my nursing program. It was going well at first, but then if you don't keep a certain GPA, you lose the program. So after the first couple of semesters, I lost my program because I couldn't keep a 3.0 GPA average. So I stopped going to school for a little bit and started working because I was like, you know what, let me make some money, see what's gonna happen. And then I started scamming. started scamming, being bad.
Scamming how?
Seeking women. Honestly, I got into a situation where somebody did something to my bank account and I lost some money, and I got upset because I was like, they was like, yo, if you let me do something, if you let me put an X amount in your bank account, we'll give you this money out of it. And I'm like, oh, okay, shit, let's do this. And when they did that, they fucked up my bank account. I had to fix that shit. And then, but I realized what type of scamming was going on. So I had some people that was doing it, and I had to go back I wanted to get revenge. So I started scamming myself. You know?
Alright. So this is 18, 19, 20 years old? Alright, and you just working, going to school?
Working. I stopped going to school.
Stopped going to school, stopped going to St. John's?
Stopped going to St. John's, and I started scamming.
Alright. Then after scamming, then what happens?
I met this young lady, yo. I met this girl that I thought I fell in love for the first time. So I was like, yo, like, she was like all legit. She had a good job. She used to go to the gym. She used to do all this good stuff, and she used to travel. And I never traveled at that time, unless it was Jamaica. I never went anywhere else. So she would bring me places, and I thought I fell in love with her. Long story short, I thought that I wanted to, in my head, I'm like, yo, I can't continuously live this type of lifestyle and build with this young lady because I want to build a family. I want to get married and this, that, and the third. And I've never seen a drug dealer or a scammer retire. So I started to, change my ways. I went and got a job, a real regular job as a cook. That's when I first started cooking. And at this restaurant called Mac Shack. And I try to be legit. And I prayed and I asked God, like, yo, please, like, just help me find ways to make money, and I promise I won't go back to any type of negative ways or shape or form of making bread in my life, like, you know what I mean? And best believe, like, I ain't gonna front, the Lord provided, because since that day I had opportunities to work continuously that I was able to like turn shit down, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna go back. That girl ended up breaking up with me. And because I started doing that because of her, I realized that I was lost. I had to do this shit for myself. So that's when I started grinding harder, doing things more for me, and then finding myself. Because I was doing things more for me. I worked as a chef for like 2 years straight, 365 days. I never complained. But then after that, I was blessed with. I went back to school. While going back to school, I was blessed with a job doing the engineering, electrical engineering. And my first day, I made $790. My first day that I worked, maybe like 8 to 10 hours. And that was equivalent, that was more than how much I was making as a chef at that time in 1 week. So I was like, oh shit, like, it was a blessing. So I actually stopped going to the nursing program and started focusing more on that, and just moving up in the ranks, working for different companies. And 6 years later, here I am.
Brother, when did you start working out?
I started working out 3 years ago for the first time. Maybe 3.5 years ago for the first time.
So you've only been working out for less than 4 years?
Yeah. Before that, I was like skinny fat. I got a little belly, and I was just skinny arms and no definition, no nothing. No, you couldn't even see a line in my chest. It was disgusting.
What were some of the first workouts? What was your first introduction to working out?
I went to the gym, and I was confused when I went to the gym because, I didn't know what to do. So when I went to the gym, I didn't want to just get a personal trainer because those guys be looking like they don't even work out themselves. So I was like, I don't even want that. So when I went to the gym, I started off like trying to like lift some weight. But what I would do before I would lift weights, the biggest guy in there. If I see you doing something that I don't understand, if it looks like it's working, you look like you working the hardest, I will go up to you and ask you, like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? What is it affect? And how long you been doing this shit for? And hopefully you help me, you know what I mean, in that way, or ask me to join your workout. So a lot of times those guys will ask me to join your workout. So I started lifting weights. I did the bench pressing, the deadlift, the squats, all that shit, you know.
Well, did you start off with calisthenics first?
I started off with weights.
It was all weights?
Yeah.
Now, you genetically, you just gotta be just genetically gifted to where, I mean, look at how you look, you know, to have only been working out for 3 years and then to look like that, to be ripped and cut like how you are. Is it that? And I know your work ethic is crazy. I know the amount of reps you put in. And I know people say a lot of shit in the comment section, but you go live, you show the pain that you put in.
That's a fact.
So now, answer that for me. You think it's genetics or both, or your work ethic, or the reps, or what?
I think that as human beings, we all have muscles. We all have the arms, the chest, the abs, you know what I mean? All that good stuff. Your genetics is built in you automatically. Working out and eating good would only bring out the best of your genetics. So I realized that listening to my body, you know, when I eat certain things, lets me know, okay, that's not good for me. Like, I'm going to the bathroom in a certain way. I'm using the toilet in a certain way that's not comfortable. So what I ate earlier, I don't need to eat that again. You know what I mean? Things like that. Something so simple. A lot of people are not taking that into consideration. They're still digesting a whole bunch of crazy shit and they're on the toilet for days.
But that's the mental discipline thing though, bro. A lot of them can't mentally get right to do that.
Well, for me, I'd rather not be uncomfortable, my body be uncomfortable. I'd rather feel comfortable with myself, so I don't want to be on the toilet for 2-3 hours. Like, even when I fart, I don't want my fart to smell too bad. You know what I mean? And it's weird, my farts don't stink. It sounds weird, but I fart around girls all the time and they don't smell it. They don't just smell it. You know what I mean? They wouldn't even know. I'm not holding my shit in.
What do you eat? What do you eat?
I eat a lot of. I listen to my body, so I eat a lot of carbs. Carbs fill me up. Potatoes, yams,
Complex
dumplings.
carbs.
Yeah, dumplings. But that's things that it's natural for me to want and yearn because I'm Jamaican. You know, so an American is not gonna understand. Oh, let me get some yams. Let me get green bananas instead of the sweet bananas. You know what I mean? I like all that stuff. Green bananas, sweet plantains, sweet plantains, sweet potatoes, yams, dumplings. I'm a dumpling man fanatic. Like, I love dumplings.
Complex carbs.
Yeah, complex carbs sticks to you longer.
You fuck with the simple carbs, the sugars, the sodas, the cakes.
Nah. This is the most simplest carb that I would digest. And honestly, I told you I haven't had a beer since before November, and right now we're in December. Today's December 26th.
So you don't eat no meat or nothing like that either?
I do eat meat every now and again.
What kind of meat?
Chicken, beef, shrimp. Shrimp is the worst.
Every now and again?
Mm-hmm.
But pretty much on a more consistent basis, you eating those complex carbs you just talked
So,
about.
like this morning, I woke up, right? I had some porridge for my daughter, but all I ate was strawberries. Strawberries, some fruits in the morning. You know what I mean? I love some fruits, some nuts. The mixture is just beautiful. It's just, I don't know. I get satisfied. I don't like to be full. When you're full, you feel slow. You feel sluggish. You feel as if you want to go to sleep. You feel as if you don't want to move.
Way down.
Yeah, I'm not gonna eat until I feel like that. And that's how you go to sleep and then your body is working on digesting all that food while it's working on trying to recover from the day. Your body's working too hard. It's not getting enough rest while you're already resting. So you won't even get growth. A lot of people they're not understanding the way the body functions. It's like a computer. Like, you can't download too many things at one time.
Right.
The computer's gonna crash.
Slows down.
Yeah, exactly. So you do this thing today, you download it, all right, rest your body, let it download, and then the next day, now that you have that new download into your body, and you're refreshed, you go about your day, you could download something else. You know what I mean? It's just like that. That's how I think of my body, and that's how I operate. So I understand that cheese, milk, dairy products make me use the bathroom. It makes me take a shit. That means I don't need to eat dairy products. Why? Then, okay, why does it make me take a shit? It's not like I'm like lactose intolerant. Like, I could drink milk. It's not gonna make me just boom, I got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, me too.
I noticed that the way that I use the bathroom is different. You know, it's not like when I eat a normal rice and peas and some chicken. It's not like that, you know. So because of things like that, I'm like, okay, I don't need to eat as much dairy products. I need to stay away from it. I'll eat more. Sauces. A lot of people love sauce on everything. Barbecue sauce. Whole bunch of gravy. Most of my food is dry. Straight dry. If I have chicken and rice, there's no gravy. What I need gravy for? I need the flavor from the chicken, and I need to taste that rice. I need to taste the flavor in the rice.
You eat beans?
I love beans. You can't go wrong.
Protein.
Hell yeah. Can't go wrong.
Right.
Chickpeas, lentil beans.
Black beans?
Oh man, black beans is one of the best. You know what I mean? Put that with some white rice, can't go wrong.
Probably, you doing the weightlifting. When did you get into calisthenics?
So I was weightlifting for about a year.
Did you see any gains?
Yeah, I definitely saw gains. My body definitely changed. I felt like I was at the peak of where I could be in my body, with my body, and I was. My goal was to obviously achieve more, do more, progress, you know, and I wanted to get bigger and be stronger, and that led me to injuring myself with the weights. The funny thing is, I knew I didn't need to overload weight. So I didn't overload weight, and that's not how I injured myself. I injured myself because I would do things like I would take one plate, 45 on each side, and I would deadlift. It's called deadlift. I would deadlift like 50, like a set. One set is for 50, but I would do 5 sets of that, and then I would do 5 sets of overhead press with the deadlift for 50.
Crazy reps.
Yeah. Lightweight but crazy reps, and I still got injured. So one day I wasn't gonna do calisthenics. I didn't even think about doing calisthenics. But one day my friends, they used to go to the park because they didn't want to pay for the gym, and they would invite me to the park, Wingate Park to be specific. And I didn't want to go, but because I was injured, like I was hurting, I was all like this. I couldn't even move my shit too much. My neck was like fucked up and the ball back here. So I was like just bed rest for like a week already. So they called me, was like, yo, we going to the park, bro. Come through. We haven't seen you in man long. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna pop out, man. What y'all doing though? What y'all doing? They said they only doing pull-up, push-ups and shit. I'm like, okay. You know, I'll come around. Hopefully I could do something like that. And when I went there, I met some older dudes. There's some people there. One of the cats, his name is Romy. Master Romy is what I call him. And he was just stretching and showing the youth how to do some stretches. And I was like, oh, what kind of stretches is that? And he started talking mad shit. Like, wait a minute. You think you strong? You think you can do this? You think he started doing some weird, crazy shit that I was like, yo, how old
on the bar?
Nah, just
on the stretches.
On the ground. Just started doing some praying mantis handstand shit. And for his age, I was fascinated because he obviously was not like a young man. He was probably like 50 years old. So I was like, wait a minute, like, fuck, I'm over here all hurt and can't walk, and I'm in my 20s, and this guy's 50 doing some crazy amazing. And so I went and tried the stretch. Not only did something pop, but when I got up, I was able to move and feel all mobile again. So because of that, I started to question him more and indulge him more in the conversation. He would show me everything. I would just do it and try, and I was feeling everything. So I would make it a mission to go there every day and train so I could do the things that this guy was just showing me that he's obviously older and I can't do, and I couldn't do. So let's work on doing that now. Let's build. Yo, you my teacher, Master Romy, what's up? And I would go there every day, and he was like, yo, why are you doing pull-ups?
You left the gym?
Yeah, I left the gym.
And just going to Wingate Park?
Wingate Park. He was like, yo, why are you doing a pull-up? It makes no sense to do a pull-up. Why are you doing a dip? It makes no sense to do a dip. Do these isometric holds right here. And I would do those isometric holds. He was like, yo, like, what are you doing just doing a pull-up on a bar? Look at this tree over here. Why don't y'all go in the tree and just chill in the tree, be one with the tree? I'm like, I thought he was bugging out. But as I would train, I would understand, and then I would start doing things by accident that I couldn't even do before, like a one-arm pull-up. That tree, I used to go in the tree and smoke spliffs in the tree, right? But because I would climb the tree every day to smoke a spliff in the tree, and when I came down, I would hold myself like this a little bit. That negative hold, just like this, allowed my muscle to gain the memory of understanding me staying right here and knowing that it can do that. It can stay there. The muscle gain that memory. So once I'm right here, going to here was normal. And guess what that is? A one-arm pull-up. That's how I started doing one-arm pull-ups, by accident.
Climbing up in a tree.
Climbing up in the tree.
Bro, supplements, steroids, creatine?
No supplements, no steroids.
They be in
I
your
don't know what
comments, they
steroids
be
look
in your
like.
comment
And no
section saying
creatine.
you want it though, man.
Well, I appreciate those comments, though.
Compliment,
You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna take it as a compliment, if anything. Because if you feel as if this is what steroids and stuff look like, then shit. If I did this shit all natural, I can't imagine what I would look like with steroids and stuff. You know, but I know that each of those things can show in your life. I feel like Gatorade. People don't understand. You get Gatorade. It has red 40 in it. Do you know that red 40 is something that you cannot give to a kid with ADHD because that'll make that kid go crazy? But yet Gatorade is being promoted all around the world. Fucking professional NBA players, professional NFL players, professional sports players, period, are all in commercials with Gatorade like they're wilding out. But red 40, which is diagnosed as a drug to a kid that has ADHD, is being given to the world. So I know that a lot of these things inside of the creatine, the steroids, it's things I can't even pronounce. I don't even know what they look like. I don't even know how to get it. And in other countries, they're bad. So I'm not even trying to take any of these things, like anything that's all natural. You know what I mean? I have my moringa. That's a herb. I have my matcha. That's a herb. I have my ashwagandha. That's a herb. There's things on this planet that can grow that we can use for any part, any ailment, any illness, anything that we need for our body.
Brother Gainz, you smoke weed while you work out. When me and you did the videos of Jersey City, you pulled out a Guinness stout. It was like 90-something degrees. You are a different kind of person. You have a weirdness, eccentric, peculiarity, originality. and it shows through your videos. Explain that to me.
I don't think that I'm anything different than anyone else. I think that if anything, because we're all humans, I think that if anything, the way that I think may be a little bit different. I don't really care about what society thinks. I don't really care about what people think about how I feel. I don't really care about. All I care about is me being happy, me being healthy, and me being content in my life. And my daughter. And my
What's your daughter's name?
My daughter's name is Alchemy.
Shout out to Alchemy, man.
You know what I mean? My daughter. And I use those things to drive me to get whatever I get and manifest whatever I need. And I realized that in my life so far, I've been manifesting not the wrong things, but I haven't been manifesting enough of the right things. So now that I realize that, how strong my understanding of manifestation is, I'm now manifesting the right things. You know what I mean?
Brother, you got your nose pierced, you got a nose ring, you got these big ass rocks around your neck, with this chain, you got the loop in your ear,
yeah.
you rolling a joint, you got your nipple pierced, you wear cowboy hats in videos, you squat, girls, you're different, man, and you're not afraid to be different, so you're comfortable with who you are. Where did that level of acceptance come?
As I journey every day, I gain more and more confidence as I grow, and this level of acceptance everything that I'm doing now, I've been doing before YouTube. So, you know, it's just like, okay, I didn't know. Now I have the knowledge that I can put it out there in the world. I didn't know that, you know, and Bam Bam helped me to know that, because when I met Bam Bam, I was in my workout stage. I was going hard.
Shout out to Bam Bam. Where did you meet Bam Bam?
At Wingate.
When you left the gym and went to Wingate,
Yep.
Was he one of the ones that told you to come to Wingate, or was some other niggas that told you to come to Wingate?
Nah, it was some of my other bros, Kevin Speaks and Andre.
Shout out to Kevin Speaks. And Bam Bam was in the park.
Bam Bam was in the park on one of those days that we were at. Kevin and I was working out, because we was going there every single day. It was around the time quarantine. Everybody was crying about the gym. We was in the park every day just working out. And we was doing some handstand push-ups on the wall because we wanted to do handstands. And Bam Bam was over there watching us, and he saw us, and he did a handstand. So I was like, what the hell? So I went over there, just like I did in the gym with all the guys who are doing something I can't do. Yo, Bam, how you, yo, bro, what up, bro? How you doing, bro?
You didn't get jealous or envious of him?
Absolutely not.
You went and asked him how you do.
Absolutely. If he can do it, I can do it too. There is no, what is jealousy? Jealousy is an emotion that we all take into ourselves, not realizing that we can do whatever we see. That's why we're jealous. If you realize you can do that, you don't have to get jealous. It's just about when you're gonna do it. A lot of people want to wait for New Year's to start doing something different, or they want to start waiting for some day or some time, or they make it, oh, yeah, I'm gonna do it on that day. Nah, do that shit right now. Do whatever you want to do different, do it right now. Like the other day when I was in the airport and I was about to work out, and the dude that was with me, I was like, yo, bro, I'm about to work out. You want to work out with me? He like, huh? I'm like, yeah, bro, this is different. I'm about to do it right now. What am I wait? To another time I'm at the airport? Like, what am I wait for? Now, at that time, in that moment. I don't care what anyone thinks. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that you, in that moment, have faced your fears. And because of that, you've grown. You know, and once you grow as a person, you realize more about yourself, that you can be in who you are wherever you want to be.
How long you been smoking weed?
Oof. Since I was 15.
What does it do for you? Because it doesn't impact your body. It doesn't.
So, I'm not going to lie. I think that I have, like, extra energy. Like, I think smoking weed helps me to be a normal human being. Otherwise, I'll be all like, I wouldn't stop working out. I feel like I'll just keep, whatever my mind is on, I'm gonna just keep doing that.
And you can smoke before you work out and while you working out and that?
Yeah, and I find that working out, while working out and smoking, it helps to train my lungs. Cause I gotta push past that limit that it wants to be at. You know what I mean? Or the weed is trying to put it at. No, we're gonna push past that. So once I stop smoking weed, whenever I do stop smoking, 1 day or 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, whatever, how long I do it for, my stamina grows even more. So it's like a weighted vest.
Brother Gainz, how did you get involved with YouTube? What was your first introduction to YouTube?
Goku Pump, my guy Bam Bam. That day that I worked out with him, he showed me that handstand, and I started to implement whatever he showed me in that moment. He found that I was pretty cool, and just like in the gym, he asked me to start the workout with him, but they was doing legs. He was like, would you do this leg workout with us? I'm like, yeah. I did the leg workout with them, and then after, he was like, yo, can you take your shirt off? I was a little reluctant because I thought that was weird. I was like, why? He was like, yo, we're doing the thumbnail for YouTube, so we want to be all, shirts off and stuff like that. I'm like, all right. So I took my shirt off, and he was like, yo, you're ripped, bro. Like, you should start a YouTube. And I thought that it was fun and it was cool what he was doing, but I didn't want that or seek that, You
didn't want what?
I didn't want or seek that.
Okay.
Like, I didn't understand what it was.
Okay.
To me, it's like, it was like Instagram, and I was already doing Instagram, so I was like, I have my job. I'm just waiting for COVID to pass, and then I go back to work. But I would continuously see Bam Bam at Wingate doing videos. He put me in his videos, and I would see the videos and how people responded to it and how inspirational it was. And that made me feel as if I should start mine as well, And when I did, at first, I made a lot of mistakes, but people were still showing a lot of love and inspiration. You know what I mean? And because of that, I was inspired. You know what I mean? Like, they were inspired because of the videos of the workout or whatever. I didn't understand what they was inspired about, but that inspired me to continue. Because I'm like, wow, this resonated with people some way, shape, or form. So, especially at that time, I wanted to change the world. I wanted to change the world because everyone was getting sick. I'm like, yo, you don't need to get sick. All you need to do is eat right and work out to boost your immune system. You don't need to go and take this pill, take that pill, go do this, go do all this extra stuff. So, my yearning to change the world is what inspired me to start my YouTube.
Yeah. Shout out to Bam Bam, man.
Big facts.
So, you doing YouTube, but then you blow up to become this like world-known, world-recognized YouTuber. I met you in Wingate. I think, was that the battle? Was it the battle that day, or
was it? It was the battle that day, and I was just there to learn.
I had never even met you, seen you a day in my life, and I saw you standing over there.
I was just finished working out too. I was so amped about the workout. I came so early. I worked out already, and I was sitting down just to take a break to start working out again. And then when you saw me, so. And
I said, yo. I approached you. I saw how you got. I said, yo, I got a YouTube channel. Can I do an interview? And you was like, let's do it. And that video, you banged out a 50 clip. Then you ran and jumped off the push-up bar onto the 1 bar, and then flew to the other bar, and then did some other shit. And that video, it blew up. And then I called you. I said, yo, come to Jersey. It was about a week later. You said bet, and you came. We was in Jersey City, and then we went to all the different parks.
Oh yeah.
And then ever since then, you just you was gone. And then when you hooked up with Bam Bam and y'all started going to Miami with these girls, squatting these girls, then it just went to a whole nother level. Talk about that. Is YouTube an easy thing? Everybody wants to be a YouTuber. You know, they think it's easy. You put up a video, you get 1 million views, you make all this money. You know, so like, could you talk about like your whole progression and whole transition through YouTube?
Well, I definitely have to thank the journey that I've been on. Thank God for the journey I've been on. And I thank all the subscribers out there, because this YouTube journey has definitely helped me learn myself even more. And shouts to Bam Bam as well, because I know he's on his growth as well. And everyone that I've met, because whether they've been great or had a bad taste in my mouth, no matter what, I feel like the person I am today, I couldn't be that if I haven't gone through this journey. You know, if I would have stayed, I even quit my job. If I would have stayed at work and still continued to do the things I was doing, you know, I don't think I would be I'll be a whole different person. I feel like this journey has helped me not only find myself even more, but seek to learn about myself even more. You know what I mean? So, shouts to the people. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video.
Bro, now, me and you was talking off camera, and you know, you've discovered, and I've discovered, I think every YouTuber at some point begins to discover that you have to switch up your style. There's only so many different ways you can do a pull-up. There's only so many times your subscribers want to see you do a muscle-up. And you have to pivot and be able to recreate yourself. And me and you was talking offline, and you want to you're getting into this spiritual realm with your YouTube, perhaps maybe crisscrossing the planet, things like that. Do you feel like you can share a little bit of that with us? Am I wrong? Am I right? Do you need to change up your style? Or
I'm not getting more into a spiritual realm with my YouTube. I'm getting more into spiritual realm with myself, and I can't hide myself. So in a way, you know, it will trickle onto YouTube. Some of that may trickle onto YouTube because of the way that I come off. But I'm just on a journey, and this journey, as I said, is gonna get me to the top, and I don't see nowhere else to go.
Road to 1 million?
Road to 1 million. I thought that road to 1 million was enough, but I can't even say a number. So I don't want to do 1 million anymore. That's why I do road to infinite abundance, because I don't wanna limit myself to just 1 million. It's not just for me, my family, my friends, you feel me, my peoples, everybody around the world who is supporting, you feel me, on different platforms. I want all of that to flourish. So, road to infinite abundance.
Bro, how does it feel when you're traveling around New York, around the country, and people notice you and give you props and approach you, say, yo, man, you know, your videos help me. You ever get that?
Absolutely, I get that at times, and I definitely love the energy, because that inspires me to continue what I'm doing. And I never want anyone to feel as if when you see me anywhere that you can't approach me. one of the guys that I met just recently today, he was grilling me for a little bit.
Come on, when he was in the store?
Yeah, I felt him grilling me, and I'm like, why is this guy looking at me like this? But I kept on doing what I was doing. Excuse me. Until he finally approached me and was like, yo, bro, I recognize you and your videos, and that's why it's good to be positive, because I thought that he maybe had some bad vibes or intention. I didn't know what he thought, but I didn't care about that. You know, I still went about my day because I know that my intentions is to come do what I got to do and go about my day. I understand everyone is human and people may go through certain things, so I can't falter anyone for being themselves. So when he came to me, you know, I shared only positive energy with him. He's like, hey, I was like, hey, brother, how you feeling? And he was like, you know, just like, yo, man. And I'm like, wow, it's a good thing that I share positive energy, because, you know, he was grilling me, and in New York, in Brooklyn, that's not a thing to do. You know what I mean? People would take that as, you know, oh, yo, what you looking at me for? You know, like people will get a little negative in a situation if you do that to them, in Brooklyn at least. So I'm glad that I'm in a stage in my life where people and energy like that don't affect me. I can just share mine, you know, and I want to make sure that because I'm doing so much sharing, that I make sure that I'm always in a positive state of mind.
Bro, I told you this yesterday when we was on the phone. I think that some sports company is gonna reach out to you and sign you to some type of endorsement deal, or somebody will. But you tell us what's on the horizon. What does the future hold for Brolic Gainz?
For me, I'm content if a sports company doesn't hit me up. What will make me extremely happy is my brand be as big as these sports companies. Feel me? So building my brand, building my team, building this family, building what we doing, the health awareness, helping people learn to be more independent in their own journeys, as even if you're not a fitness person, but just a health connoisseur. You know what I mean? Being healthy, walking around feeling good within yourself, because you are not affected by all the things that are put there in the matrix to help you feel negative, because you just feel healthy. And that will start off everything in your life. So changing the world and making sure that my brain is there when that happens is my goal.
Y'all listen. Brolic Gainz in the building, live from Brooklyn, New York. Brolic, man, thank you for this time.
Yo, shouts to Gunby, man. Feel me? Because from day one he was consistent until this day he's still consistent. Consistency beats hard work and talent.
All his links is underneath this video, man. Y'all follow my man, show him love. Maybe have a new channel coming soon too,
Oh
baby?
yeah, man. Make sure you go follow Gainz Family. You feel me?
Gainz Family?
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the link.
Yeah, you gotta send me the link because I gotta put that on there. Hey, bro, I appreciate you, kid. Peace.